Okay, so once we have our parts drawn in our part studio, we have all our pieces necessary. We need to create a drawing of this. And how we're going to do this, we're going to create a drawing that's just going to show one view of each of these parts. So basically, we want to show the top view looking directly down on these parts, right? So if we were to laser cut this, it will basically read the outline, so we can do so, or if we want to cut templates. So we're going to do two separate drawings, one with the dimensions and one without. So what I can do is, once I have my pieces drawn, right, don't worry about them being in the proper direction. We can assemble them later, right? But I can go to this little plus symbol down here, create drawing. And then from here, we're going to just create a custom template. So I click custom template. Don't worry about this left-hand side here. Go over to the right where it says border, click do not include. Title block, click do not include. And then I hit OK. Now it will generate this here. So we have basically a blank piece of paper. So on the left-hand side, this box should come up. If this doesn't come up, you need to insert your pieces in your view. So I go over here where it says insert view, this little symbol here. Click this. You're going to click insert. It's going to ask you from what part studio. We only created one. So I'm going to insert the back piece. And I want to make sure that we're correcting the right view. We don't want the front view because the way we drew it, the front view would show it from this angle. So we want to show the top view of both these parts. So I'm going to make sure I insert the top view and the scale is 1:1. And I drop that in place. Great. Next thing I want to do is insert the insert piece, right? And the same thing, I want this to be top view, scale 1:1, and drop that in place. Now from here, we have to add our dimensions, right? So I click D for dimension. We'll click the dimension tool up here, and I want to dimension all the necessary parts. So I have my width is 3. And when you dimension, you want to make sure things are lined up and the dimensions are centered, right? So I'm going to go ahead and dimension all the necessary parts. Now, here's my drawing. It looks good. If I want to make adjustments to, like if I'm looking at this, the numbers, the dimensions are kind of small. So on the right-hand side here, there's a little drawing properties icon button. It looks like a wrench. If I click this, what I can do is this, we can change a few different things. Right here in units and precision, if I scroll down to precision, I can change this. Well, let's first change the units from inches to inches fractional. That's typically how we work when we're making things out of wood typically. So you can see everything changed from decimal to fractions. And I want to change the precision here to 1/32 of an inch is fine. Shouldn't affect your drawing too much. And then what I also want to change is these dimensional numbers are kind of small. So what I can do is go back up to the top here in this drawing properties box and click the dimension icon. And I can change the text height. Here it's 0.12. I'm going to try this at 0.2 and just see what it looks like. So I type in 0.2, just click outside here, and you'll see everything changed. And it just looks it's just a little bit easier to read, right? So I have my dimensions in here. I can close this. So I have my back piece and my insert piece fully defined, fully dimensioned. Okay, this is great. So I could print this out, I could reference this, and we could actually make this, right? If we want to laser this, we want to create a copy of this, but without the dimensions. And that's pretty easy to do. So down here where it says drawing one, what I want to do is just first, I'll rename this as drawing with dimensions. I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate this drawing. So you're basically making a copy of this. I'm going to rename this before I forget without dimensions, right? And then I'm just going to go ahead and click each dimension and delete it. So now this, right, if we're sending this to the laser, right, or the CNC machine, what we need to do next is essentially, if I go down here, I can right click this drawing and hit export. And what we need to do is the laser reads PDF or DXF. So what I would have to do is click the format PDF or DXF, click export, and then what will happen, this will download to your computer and you'd have to add this to your drive so I can access this. Because I have Onshape, access to your Onshape, you do not need to worry about this. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so you should now have your Part Studio completed, your drawing with dimensions, and your drawing without dimensions.